Holy shit boys, did we get a ton of changes in this patch. I don't even know where to start. We could talk about the amazing skins, the Prime Guardian changes, or everything in between. I think I'll just run down the list in what I feel is the most important order. So we'll start with travel mode. Now Epic have said we plan to remove travel mode and that change is coming soon. But we are making an incremental change as a step toward its removal. We're reducing the travel mode speed from 880 to 750. Our goal is to address some of the inherent issues of travel mode regarding vision and rotation. By reducing the movement speed, we are lowering the engagement range, potentially allowing for less risky plays in enemy territory. I like this change, but the biggest problem I see with the current version of travel mode, and apart from this I actually have no problem with travel mode, is the fact that you can't root someone in travel mode, which is the reason ganking and rotations are so easy and travel mode really has no punishment. I feel like if they just reintroduced roots, it would solve most of their issues until they finally removed travel mode, but taking away roots for newer players was just a bad decision, and now they're trying everything under the sun to fix travel mode. Anyways, that's just my opinion on the matter. I'd love to hear what you guys think about travel mode, as it's a big deal in Paragon. Now the game is going to be slower because of the travel mode changes, and match times are already so long. There are a whole host of changes being introduced to help speed up the game. The biggest being that the Orb Prime is now instantly activated upon killing it. So the team that kills the Orb Prime will have their Orb Prime cards activated. Is this a good thing? Maybe, but it's already so easy to steal the orb that I kind of wonder whether it might just be better to let the enemy team start the orb, let them take the majority of the damage, and then you just swoop in and steal the kill when it's around 10%. I'm very interested to see how this impacts the game. This change in theory should dramatically reduce match times because the orb really has two parts to it. First you have to do the orb and then you have to hand it in. Well, now you take away the second part and you've cut out what is usually a big team fight. This also means that warding the orb is super important because the enemy team could just sneak the orb. They don't even have to hand it in now. Once they get it, they've got the prime buff. But hang on a minute boys and girls. How do we respawn inhibitors now? That is the real question. I mean, sure, maybe if you have an inhibitor down and you kill the Prime Guardian, it just respawns your inhibitor, but sometimes you would rather take the buff in scenarios where you've wiped the enemy team. It might be beneficial to have your cards active rather than respawn your inhibitor. This is a confusing one, but if inhibitors no longer respawn, I'm actually not sure how I feel about this. Yes, I want the game to be short, and having inhibitors that don't respawn is one way to make sure the games don't last forever, but on the other hand, I really like the comeback mechanic that respawning your inhibitor offered. Maybe you made one mistake all game and now you've lost an inhibitor. I don't think that you deserve to be punished for the whole game for it, especially at a more casual level. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on what could prove to be quite a controversial change. Structures in Paragon also saw a couple of changes. The initial spawn time of side harvesters has been reduced from 6 minutes to 3 minutes, while the prime harvester has been reduced from 9 to 6. Inhibitors have had their regen rate reduced from 5.25 to 3.5, and the hitbox of towers and inhibitor gems has been increased, which means it's harder for you to block those shots to force tower aggro, but also easier for you to hit those towers and inhibitors. They have removed the damage stacking mechanic from towers and inhibitors, but increased the fire rate of tower and inhibitors, so hopefully that should deter those pesky tower divers. Having said that, they have reduced tower damage to account for changes. And that's really it, to be honest. I think the direction the game is heading in is a good one, but I'm just counting the days till the removal of travel mode and the introduction of card crafting, as I'm sure a lot of you are as well. Before we take a look at the sexy skins and the weekly card pack, there was a couple of changes to a few cards. When you use a blink card, momentum retained after blinking is no longer calculated based on your move speed prior to activation. Momentum has been reduced to a flat 150 from 222 plus movement speed prior to activation. So basically they nerfed blink cards to account for the travel mode changes. Bump juice and zap juice no longer take you out of sprint mode, mending bloom and overflowing gifts no longer put other potions on cooldown, and the lifesteal icon should now display properly when using Pain Eater. This weekly card pack contains Chrono Tonic, Thunder Cleaver and Elysian Diamond. I don't know how good Thunder Cleaver is because I don't have it, but I don't think it's that great. However, I do think this is a card pack you should purchase, as having these cards in your arsenal can only be a good thing. Now, onto those sexy skins. Now, I'm sure you've all seen the Steel Tier 3 skin, pretty impressive. I preferred the concept art, but this isn't too far off it. I do, however, love the new Greystone skin. That helmet, man, is just too sick. The color scheme is amazing and he really does look like a majestic knight. Khalmera's Moon Viper skin is also sweet, and if you haven't noticed by now, I really like the color blue, and the shades of blue on Khalmera are dope. The Muriel skin is nice. I don't really like purple and gold, but I can appreciate the artistic design, and I'm sure a lot of Muriel players will like this skin. And then we have Ladyboy Fey, Nightshade skin, which makes Fey look even more like a fairy. I think these are all tier 2 skins as well. This is one of my shorter patch note videos, not really that many changes, but a lot of significant changes that will have a big impact on the game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, smash that thumbs up button if you did, and until next time guys, peace.